Off you go.
There's room for 4 people in here.
Yeah, it works all right.
It works, yeah. Lean into the boat because it's always better to fall into the boat rather than the other way.
1, 2, 3. Into the wind. Come on, baby. Oh my God.
See that?
We agreed we were doing the corporate sales. Nobody voiced, hold on a second, warning guys, this mightn't work out for you.
I did mention,
On the corporate
and I did say
sales.
that, listen, if it's not working, you have to come out to the shopping centre.
In fairness, it's not fair to say he didn't say something when he said it.
Why didn't you girls come when Cahill first called you?
But I love the way you're kind of blaming us, kind of thing.
No, I'm not.
We're asking the question.
Well,
we needed more people hitting people.
How much did you sell,
you know?
Michelle? You only sold 170.
If I was in that car, I would have been knocking on doors. Are you kidding me? You didn't get out the car.
I'm of the opinion that you guys are talkers and thinkers and not doers.
I believe we were all afraid, and I was afraid to make mistakes on the first task in front of us.
A man who doesn't make mistakes will never make anything, Cahill.
Absolutely. And we made one huge mistake, which is losing the task. We made the biggest mistake possible.
You made the biggest mistake by not taking decisions. Mm-hmm. Not making a decision is a decision.
Yeah.
That's
I should have been stronger.
Losing the task.
Absolutely. I came into the group this morning and I should have been stronger. I should have got the girls back quicker.
But how could you have let that go on? I mean, it drives me nuts. 4 people. It's bad enough for the 4 of them to sit in the car doing nothing except making phone calls. But for you, a man who has your experience, not say, get yourself back here, really upsets me.
I think that
No.
Sorry.
I'm talking to Cahill.
Sorry.
I was told that there were good leads there. I believed and I wanted to have faith in that team. And I also understood that if they made one good corporate sale, then we would have won the task.
Tell me, Niamh, tell me about these good leads. What were they?
Well,
give me 3. What was the one good lead? Was there one?
There was, yes.
Who was it?
That would have been Nike.
Nike, what did they say to you?
We were given the number of a sales manager that would maybe be interested in speaking to us.
You've got the number of a sales manager who might be interested on a Friday afternoon. That's a good lead. What's the next one?
Price Water Housekeeper.
Where are they?
I'm not sure because I was out of the car at that stage.
In the IFSC, and you're up in Blanchardstown. Yeah. How long would it take to get from Blanchardstown to IFSC? Well, I'll tell you, an hour.
Yeah, I agree.
OK, so that's not a warm lead. What was the third one?
Well, I think that was pretty much...
So they had 2 leads. Why couldn't have you asked those questions and say, don't be acting a mess and get back here?
I could have asked.
And why didn't you?
I certainly, it was the first task.
Well, you were busy selling.
I personally didn't make sales. I've already said that. I put my hand up to that.
So what were you doing, Cahill?
Basically trying to coordinate the activities, making sure
Hello,
I stayed on the stand while the girls
all
went
the
out
warm
and
leads,
stopped.
which they got 2 and 3 hours, and they stayed out there, and you put up with it.
I did.
In Cahill's defence, I think there was maybe certain people who, once they had voiced an idea, didn't care if it was followed through on. Once they had said their idea, they were happy enough to go, well, I've said the idea now. If you don't follow through on it, you're PM, that's your fault. And there probably was a bit of pulling against the team.
Who are you pointing the finger at?
Well, I think in terms of, like, a lot of people, like, for instance, Tara and maybe Sarah have said, well, I had this idea and that idea, but in the end of the day, if you have an idea and you want to implement that idea, you have to go and organise it.
Niamh, did you hear these ideas?
Yeah.
You did? And what did you think about it? Why didn't you pick up the phone?
Yeah, why didn't you suggest anything?
Well, in fairness...
Yeah, I thought so.
Well, you listened to all these suggestions. You're criticising the fact that the people didn't do it. Why didn't you do it?
I'm not criticising the fact that they didn't follow through on the ideas. I'm criticising the fact that they're blaming Cahill for shooting down ideas when that's not the case. I think there was some people as well in the car that were reluctant to go back to Blanchardstown as well, and that kind of delayed us.
Who's that? Who were they?
Caroline, tell me.
Yeah, Tara didn't want to go back. She used, every time I suggested she'd shoot it down.
No, at the end of the day, I gave 110%. I was the one that worked the most in that car, and I'm sorry.
No,
she made one phone call. I was on the laptop.
I made one phone call.
Tara, you were sitting on your bum in the car making phone calls that were going nowhere. What would you say, Sarah?
I'd say we spent too long on corporate, but I think that...
Looking for the big fish.
Looking for the big fish, unfortunately, yeah. But we were looking, there's a number of sales professionals in here, and we were looking for guidance the whole time. And I think maybe sometimes a little bit now, you know, everyone kind of held their tongue.
It's
maybe
not
now,
sales experience, it's common sense.
Yes,
When
and
you're
looking out the
also
window,
back,
looking out the window and going, oh, it's not my decision, isn't, you know what I mean?
Look, I've listened to enough of this. Cathal, who are you going to bring back?
I'm going to bring back Tara.
Tara?
And Niamh Humphreys.
And Niamh Humphreys. You 5 will be going back to your residence. You 3 are going outside. And you'll be coming back into this boardroom. And one of you will be fired. Off you go. This is probably the worst scenario that I've witnessed.
I'd worry if they were in my team in the height of recession. There's no inspiration.
Comfort zone?
Absolutely.
It just makes me angry. Just makes me angry that there's people in this state of mind, in the recession we're in, and in the situation we're here, which is very real.
There's absolutely no place for that in any company.
Jane, have them come in here straight away.
Okay. Bill will see you now.
Cathal, tell me why you brought Tara back into the boardroom.
I think Tara was a little bit divisive within the group. At one stage when I made a decision, I did hear her mutter some kind of profanities under her breath. But I feel that Tara was a huge reason in the corporate side not coming back in the corporate team.
Tara was a bit of a Mayfainer in this, and I do agree with Cathal that she was pulling against us from the very start. It was very frustrating in the car. I like to think that I'm a professional person. I wasn't going to get into a bitch fight. I'm a lady. I'm not going to get into a bitch fight.
You were begging, and you literally begged a corporate client to buy.
I didn't beg.
I just begged. Oh, you wouldn't take some for me, would you?
That's
like,
sales.
I'm sorry,
I asked for the sale bill.
That
you know
is
what I mean?
begging for a sale. I'm sorry. I was actually
begging.
embarrassed. I'm sorry, but that was begging for a sale. It was. I'm sorry.
Everything I do when I'm out in the sales environment, I do it as professionally as I can.
So
Bill, I do.
By begging a
I'm
customer
not.
to take.
I'm not. You know, we did lose the task.
Doing things professionally is no use.
No, it's not.
If you're
and I was just going to get
sitting in a car
that.
for 3 hours and you let that happen.
I suppose I just want to give the positives on my side that I did act professional.
No, you're not talking positives. You're talking negative. Niamh, you're the one probably with much more experience of this kind of selling than anybody else, right?
Yes.
And you sat in a car for 3 hours, knowing nothing.
I suppose I had confidence in you know, in myself from my experience that, and I was never after the big sale or, you know, the big fish as you call it.
3 hours doing nothing.
I was just well. I mean, to be quite honest, like the last couple of you know, half an hour or so, there was a little bit of toing and froing it from Tara on whether we should go back or not. She was the one who didn't want to go back.
No,
she
it was,
opposed from the start.
I'm sorry,
from
no, that
the
was
initial
a general,
meeting.
I'm sorry, but that was a general consensus.
No, it wasn't. You didn't want to go back.
If I may, for a second,
back,
please.
Tara.
If I may. Well, I think it's about time I make one point here, because I made the request before lunch. I made the request at 20 to 2. I made the request at 2 o'clock, at 10 past 2, at 20 past 2, but nobody came back. And I couldn't get you back into the store until 20 to 3.
I'm sorry, but no, I am not taking the blame for this. No way, Jose. You two have so much more sales experience than me. And
granted, I've put my hand up. I made
and you're the
mistakes.
vice PM. No way am I taking responsibility.
I have put my hand up.
You were very vocal, Tara. You know, for somebody who's saying now that I'm not taking responsibility.
I hold up my hand.
You know, you're very vocal.
And I say that I am young. I have got a lot to learn, and I'm eager to learn. But I feel as if I need a strong boss. You weren't a strong leader. Either was yourself.
No,
and that's
it was the first task.
We tried. But I wasn't going to waste my time trying to tell you to be quiet. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not. You know what I mean? I don't have time for that. I just wanted to get on the phone and try and make as many calls
Bill
as
asked
we
the
can.
question.
Well,
It didn't work.
If you want to get on the phone, then how come you couldn't even use the phone? You couldn't use the phone.
Well, there's one thing that's for certain, that you're all good talkers. And talking doesn't work for me. It's results that count. And the result is that you lost badly. Cathal, Where's the leadership that you're supposed to have? Where did it come out? Because we didn't see it. You didn't make any decisions. You didn't sell anything.
At this stage, it's hard for me to stand on my record and say I have a lot to offer. I still believe I do. I think I've made huge mistakes in this. It's basically an impassioned plea, you know, because I have given up everything for this. And that's not the reason you should keep me in here. I've given up everything for this because I believe I have what you're looking for. I should have been stronger. I didn't want to do that on the first task and step on everybody's toes. But I'll not make that same mistake, and I will apply that to tasks going forward. And I will do that.
Tara, you're impetuous. You give the impression of vitality. You have to direct that in the right direction. You have to direct it positively. And you weren't doing that from what they're saying.
I know that I have made mistakes throughout this task, but I will learn from my mistakes. I am young, and I think under your guidance I really can shine, and I'm just dying, you know, to get on with other tasks and show you that I'm not a team player. Like, I am a team player.
Niamh, you were there to be a leader.
I agree, Bill, but I think that, you know, at least I put myself out there. And
Hello. Anyone can put themselves out there.
Yeah,
We're
but
all
he
saying,
didn't, Bill.
pardon?
But people didn't. People didn't step up to the lead because they wanted to go. They wanted to fade into
The
the
principle
background.
then is, can you go and show leadership?
I can indeed, Bill. 100%.
Didn't see it. Haven't seen it. Both of you are very experienced. Both of you are in leadership positions in your job. And I didn't see one piece of leadership. So at the end of the day, I don't think I have any alternative other than to say, Cathal, you are fired.
Understood. Thank you, Bill.
So Tara, you better learn very quick. Don't want this to happen again. And the only reason you got away is because you're young and inexperienced, and you were with people who were experienced that didn't take you by the hair and shake you.
Yeah.
Niamh, a professional doesn't sit in the car for 3 hours and have 3 other inexperienced people with her. It was dreadful. If I hear any of that again, I'll go nuts.
Okay.
So take that advice away with you. Go on back to the residence and don't let me see you in here again because I'll be upset. Off you go.
Thank you.
Come on, folks. Survival.
I'm so sorry.
Right.
Well, that was a very tough one. It was touch and go. He didn't make the decisions. There's no doubt but that the whole thing failed because of him. He didn't make any contribution at all that I know of.
No, and he didn't even sell anything. But I also think that Niamh was extremely lucky.
Oh, very lucky. She was lucky.
Very lucky to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a toss of a coin.
It all went wrong when I was shoehorned, for want of a better word, into the task manager role. Certainly none of the guys wanted it, and I think the reasons for that are blatantly obvious. But to be the first guy ever to lead a female team into defeat in the first task, I'm absolutely gutted.
1 gone, 15 remain. The search for Bill Collins' apprentice has begun. Next week on The Apprentice.
This is a huge assignment. It's complicated.
It's losing the bleeding head. It's something we're not even using.
There's no creativity in it.
Don't be showboating now with me, man.
Whoa, wait now.
I didn't shut any idea.
I definitely.
I'm speaking.
I could listen to this all night. I'm not going to. You are fired.